So now that I have owned my Nintendo Switch 2 for the past couple days, now it's time to give my first impressions of the product. Let's get to the video. This is lavoncason here, back at it again with another YouTube video. And yes, I have been enjoying my Nintendo Switch 2. Yes, I have been enjoying Kong Bananza. Now let's talk about this Mario Kart World, which is a game that I have beaten yesterday. Yes, I unlocked all the tracks. And do I think it's worth the $80? No, I don't think it's worth the $80 in 2025. I think at max it is worth $50 to $60. Like, it's a fine game, don't get me wrong, guys. Mario Kart World is a fine game. I mean, graphically it looks fine. I mean, the gameplay is solid. I kind of like the free roaming mode. I kind of like the knockout tour. I obviously like the Grand Prix mode, but I don't see anything in this game that screams this is worth $80. Like, I just don't see it, honestly. I just don't. But when it comes to this Donkey Kong Bananza, though, I can see this game right here being worth the $70, and that's how much this game costs, $70. And yeah, graphically, it's not really all that, but this game right here is fun. It's plain Jane fun. Like, you can smash things and bash things and stuff like that. Like, this game is basically Donkey Kong, Red Faction Gorilla, Mario Odyssey mixed in. Like, yeah, this game is a system seller to me, to be honest with you guys. Not Mario Kart World. Like, this game right here, I'm so glad this game wasn't on Nintendo Switch 1, because it would have been a rough experience for those Nintendo Switch 1 owners out there that are still on their Nintendo Switch 1, because that game would have ran at like, what, a low 20 frames per second or even lower on the Nintendo Switch 1 here. Speaking of Nintendo Switch 1, let's go back to the home menu here, and the UI looks very similar to the Nintendo Switch 1, as you guys can see here. Like, the only difference is the game chat. Like, that's the only difference. Take the game chat out, and would you have noticed the difference between the two UIs? Like, I don't think I could tell the difference, honestly. But yeah, it seems like Nintendo took the Xbox approach, you know, Xbox One, Xbox Series, when it comes to the UI. But yeah, that's something that I noticed. But yeah, when it comes to the backwards compatibility, the Switch 1 backwards compatibility, like, it's pretty good. Like, it's basically like everybody else's backwards compatibility, to where it basically, you know, max out the game's resolution if that game is dynamic resolution. It makes a game, you know, that is an unstable 30 FPS goes to a stable 30 FPS. It makes a game that's unlocked frame rate, it makes it go closer to 60 frames per second. My only complaint with the Switch 1 backwards compatibility is the fact that you can't play, you know, Switch 1's games dock profile on the Nintendo Switch 2 handheld. So I would like to see in the Nintendo Switch 2 update at some point in the system settings, have it to where that there's an option to where you can play your Switch 1 games at the Switch 2's handheld mode using the Switch 1's dock profile for games. Like, have it be as a Switch or something like that. Put it in the display or whatever. So yeah, I would like to see that. Allow us to play our Switch 1 games in dock mode on the Switch 2 handheld mode. I would like to see a feature like that. Also, another thing too, there is no streaming ads for this Nintendo Switch 2. Nada. There's no Hulu, there's no YouTube. Yes, YouTube is working on an app for the Nintendo Switch 2. We have not heard anything about that. There's no Netflix. Like, this, you know, Nintendo Switch 2 is a pure gaming machine. Like, that's all you could do with this Nintendo Switch 2 is just play video games. And when I'm paying, you know, $450 to $500 for, you know, a product like this, especially a Nintendo product, I would expect a little bit more features, such as, you know, live streaming maybe, or, you know, some streaming applications. So I would like to see, you know, streaming applications be added on the Nintendo Switch 2 at some point. Maybe it'll happen later this year, but it needs to happen at some point. Paying only $450 to $500 just to play some games and you can't do anything else, yeah, that's just And this is coming from a guy that has had a Steam Deck for like what, 2 years at this point, and that thing has way more features than the Nintendo Switch 2. You know, the Steam Deck is pretty much a PC. But anyways, when it comes to the ergonomics, like, and comfortability, like, it is way more comfortable to hold than the Nintendo Switch 1 here. But when it comes to versus the Steam Deck, like, Steam Deck still wins. Like, it's a bit more comfortable to hold than the Nintendo Switch 2. But when it comes to the Nintendo Switch 2 overall, in its ergonomics and comfortability, like, it gets the job done. Other than that, you know, the screen stuff, you know, I didn't really notice the ghosting or whatever, but for the people that noticed it, Nintendo, fix that problem. Is the Nintendo Switch 2 worth it? I say yes if you want to play Donkey Kong Bananza. Otherwise, I would say wait a bit, wait for some more games or whatever. So yeah, if you're not into kart racers or 3D platformers, just wait. If you plan on using your Switch 2 as a Switch Pro, yes, this is worth it. But if I were to give this system a score, it would be a 7 to an 8 out of 10 at this point. That's just me personally. But yeah, what do you guys think of the Nintendo Switch 2? Do you guys think it'll flop like the Wii U? I don't think so. Are you guys enjoying the Nintendo Switch 2? Are you guys thinking that the Nintendo Switch 2 is mad mediocre? Do you guys think that the Nintendo Switch 2 is just a bad console all out? Let me know in the comment section below this YouTube video. This is Lavon, cason signing out in peace, and thanks for watching. Bye.